What's going on, everybody? We're at the Venice Film Festival and we're seeing Don't Worry, Darling. Look, there's the cast over there. There's Olivia Wilde, the director and star of the movie. Chris Pine, another star of the movie, and we know him from Star Trek. And there's the man of the hour, Harry Styles. I love that boy singing. And wait, he just did what? Oh, no, not my Captain Kirk. Come on, get your watermelon sugar having ass over here. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Film Fan Reviews. And today, we're talking about a movie that has a ton of controversy around it, and that is Don't Worry, Darling. Yeah, I'm pointing because it has the poster right over there because I got it today, and it's a fine movie. It's not great, as you know from the beginning of this video, and if you didn't watch the beginning, why didn't you? That's really weird, but you know, there's a ton of drama around this movie, whether it's about Chris Pine just like spacing out, whether it's Harry Styles getting this wonderful line about the movie.
You know, my favorite thing about the movie is like it feels like a movie. It feels like a real go to the theater film movie that you kind of the reason why you go to watch something on the big screen.
You're so right, Harry. It is a movie that feels like a movie. But there's just so much going on around this movie, and I guess Florence Pugh might have had the best time, which I completely understand with watching this movie. She definitely gets put in some crazy situations that if you don't have a director that you love working with, it might not be the most fun on set, but I digress because we're talking about Don't Worry, Darling in the movie we saw today. If you want to hear more about the drama and whatnot, we will talk about it on the Adam and Steve show. We already have, actually. Go check that out if you want to hear more about it, but I'm here to talk about the movie. And yeah, it's fine. I wanted it to be so much better, and maybe upon rewatch I might think differently, but right now, it's not my favorite thing in the world. Florence Pugh is one of my favorite actresses working today. I think she's phenomenal. I first saw her in Fighting with My Family when she portrayed Paige, aka Soraya, who actually just came back to wrestling in AEW, so good luck for you. I hope you're going to do great, and maybe even Florence Pugh could play you again in another movie. Fingers crossed, but Florence Pugh is amazing. She's been nominated for Oscars. She needs all of the Oscars. She's just one of the best actresses working today, and Don't Worry, Darling honestly is no different for her. She puts on a fantastic performance alongside someone who is very new to acting, but I don't think did a bad job, Harry Styles being that person. A lot of people were kind of critical of him, and I don't think it was as bad as the internet was trying to say it was. When he tried to act like he was sad or angry, that's when it really showed that he's very new, but when he's just trying to act like sexy and kind of like Harry Styles is portrayed in the media, I think he does a pretty good job, and even some of the more dramatic kind of monologue moments, I don't think he was horrible, but he definitely isn't a co-star to Florence Pugh at the moment, so seeing him there and there, I don't think he was horrible, but seeing Shia LaBeouf already being cast in the movie beforehand and all of that drama, I think Shia would have been the stronger person, in my opinion, but let me know yours in the comments. I know Shia has some stuff going on outside of the movie that I don't know about personally and don't know enough to comment on, but overall I don't think the movie was directed poorly. Olivia Wilde did great with Booksmart in my opinion. It was one of my favorite comedies of 2019, so I think she's a good actress as well as a good director, so I think maybe some things got out of hand and maybe just so much going on in her life right now maybe got this thing a little crazy, but I don't think it was poorly directed. Maybe some of the performances, like I said, weren't the greatest, but overall I liked how everything was kind of set up. Did she go a little deep on some of her messaging at some points? Yes, but she also wasn't the writer, so maybe there's that, but I don't know. I'd kind of like to know more. If they make a documentary about this movie and the set, which there's no doubt they will, but I really want to know more about what went on and kind of how she went about certain things, because the third act also, no spoilers here, but the movie's kind of going along in a fairly paced direction. Nothing really too crazy is going on. Some things are kind of hinting towards it, but the third act just goes balls to the wall insane with not only special effects, but just the way everything kind of wraps up. You don't really expect it to get as big as it does, but it does run over 2 hours long, and I don't think it really needed to, so I don't know, maybe she had like some extra money toward the end of her budget and she's like, fuck it, we're just gonna go crazy with this stuff. But overall, Don't Worry, Darling isn't horrible, But is it something I really want to run back out and watch again? No. Is it something I'll see in the theater again? Absolutely not. There are a ton of other things I want to see beforehand, but is Florence Pugh good in it? Yes. Is Harry Styles fine? For sure. Nick Kroll, a great supporting cast member. Oh, I almost forgot to talk about Chris Pine, the best part of this movie. He's great. Like I said in the beginning, I love him in Star Trek. I think he's a fantastic actor, and him playing the kind of cult leader type kind of guy who's running the show here in this kind of utopian society, it's very cool to see him in that role because he has that charm as well as that evil to him that kind of seeps out, and there aren't a lot of people that can play that off that well, but he does a fantastic job. So if you're going out to see Florence Pugh or Chris Pine or Nick Kroll, I think you're going to have a fun time. Nick Kroll's on it a ton, but when he's on, and he steals the scene. And a little fun fact, actually, a movie that my brothers and I watch every Santa season, and that is Santa's Sleigh with Bill Goldberg. The kid from that movie, Nicholas, I don't know his actual actor name. He was in the Bye Bye Man too, but that movie's horrible. But he's in this movie. The guy from Santa's Sleigh is in this movie. So, Coda and Jake, if you're watching this, you might want to check this out just to see him in the background every once in a while. But that's just a shout out for those boys. Don't Worry Darling is a solid 3 out of 5 on my scale. It might even be a 3.5. I was kind of bouncing back and forth doing my Letterboxd rating, and maybe it'll change. I might watch it when it comes out on Blu-ray again, and maybe I'll even do an update video about what I think about it. But what are you thinking about this movie? Have you seen it? What do you think about all the controversy going on? Does that make you want to see it more? I think people are going to... It's either going to be people like this movie a lot or people are going to hate this movie. And I'm curious to see how it's going to go. I haven't seen too much discourse about it other than people talking about how bad Harry Styles is, which... Again, I disagree with, but let me know your thoughts below. Check out the Adam and Steve show if you haven't already. Subscribe to that channel as well as this one, and I will see you next time.